Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a new reading vlog. This is the reading vlog part 1 of reading Anna Karenina, which I am reading with Carolyn from Carolyn Marie Reads and Emma from her channel Emmy. They are doing a Dickens versus Tolstoy book club debate readathon, and they're reading Anna Karenina for the months of July and August, and so I am going to be reading this as well because it has been one of my lifelong, past few years long goal. It's just something that I've been really wanting to do. The only other Russian literature that I've read that I can think of, Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, which I absolutely loved reading that. And I've always liked the idea of reading more from Tolstoy. I just have never done it because all of his books, the 2 books that I would want to read, are massive. And so finally getting around to it, and I'm very excited. You saw me reading a little bit. I read the first 10 pages, what happens to be like the first 3 chapters of part 1. I'm going to be splitting this vlog into 3 parts for the 3 sections that I'm hoping to read at a time. So the way that I'm doing this today, when I started this, it was July 15th, that was yesterday. I am planning on, because I started in the middle of July, I'm planning on doing the first third, try to finish that before August, and then August split it up between the second and the third thirds. So this vlog will be the first third of the novel, which is page, it's going to be up to page 272, which is part 3, chapter 11. So that is going to be the first chunk of this vlog. This is going to be the first chunk, okay? And so far I don't really have much to talk about, as I've only read the first 10 pages, but I will say that so far I am pleasantly surprised about the writing style. Of course, this is a translated work, so I can't tell you if it's actually difficult to read. Maybe it is super difficult in Russian. I have no idea. But so far I'm finding it very easy to read, and I think that the setup was very good, and that I love the first line. And, you know, it's like one of the most iconic lines of classic literature, I would say. All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. So I think it's a great setup. I am annotating this as well, which I had fun doing last night, and I am going by their system. I'm going to put all of the information in the description box, which by the time you'll see this video, it'll probably be August, so you'll have 1 month to catch up if you wish to catch up, which that would be cool if you want to. I'm super excited. I'm so excited to continue reading and to get the most intimidating classic off of my TBR. Out of my physical TBR, I would say that this is probably my most intimidating classic because it's the longest one. I don't know if it's going to be the hardest to read, but we'll see. So that is the deal. That is the intro. Welcome to the vlog. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm actually working on a video right now, so I'm not going to be reading right now, but I just wanted to welcome you all to the vlog. So welcome. Hello! So, you know how I said in the last clip that you'd be seeing this video in August? It's August 7th. I have been definitely slacking with my reading, but I'm trying not to let that, get me down. I feel like a lot of the time if I am behind in like my goals, I kind of let that influence me in stopping, and I don't want to do that. Honestly, like, if I don't finish this by the time they have their live stream for the book club, it's fine. It's fine. I can always rewatch it later. Honestly, I could watch it even if I haven't finished, because even if they spoil it, it's not a big deal because I already know what happens. But anyway, I am on page 66. I was supposed to have finished the first third, which was 270 pages-ish. So my goal is to finish 270 pages by the 10th, which is, what, Monday? We'll see what happens. I thought it would be fun to do a kind of how much can I read in 24 hours. So that is what I'm going to be doing now. It is about 1 o'clock on Saturday, and I'm going to be reading until 1 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday. I mean, I might continue on, but I'm going to mark like I started on page 66. How far did I get? So that is the goal for this weekend. I thought it would be fun. Hopefully it is. Let's chat a little bit about my actual, like, what I'm reading Anna Karenina, what my thoughts are. So I've been actually reading it a bit on my Kindle just because it's easier to carry, easier to read if I'm laying down in bed, which I like to do a lot. So that's been a lot easier. I've also been listening to the audiobook a little bit, and the version I have is narrated by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is fantastic. I love her. I feel like she's got such a great voice for audiobooks, and she just seems like a really nice person, you know? So that's been really nice too, listening while reading. So yeah, thoughts about the actual book. I finally got to the part where Vronsky and Anna Karenina, where they finally meet, and pretty much what I was expecting. I've read Anna K by Jenny Han, which is like a modern day retelling of Anna Karenina, but with teenagers, and I feel like it's very similar to that in the beginning. There are some things though that I've been like kind of surprised about. First, because honestly, you know, this is like an 800-page book with the retelling, the Anna K. She must have simplified it a bit, obviously, because it's a shorter book and it's also for teenagers. So not that you can't read Anna Karenina as a teenager, but anyway, so it's a little bit simpler in the relationships. And so I'm finding it interesting because I don't remember this, and it could just be that I'm just not remembering, but Levin, who is in love with Kitty, like, is turned down by Kitty because Kitty is in love with Vronsky. And I thought that was really surprising. Maybe I just completely missed that in Anna K, but I was just like, oh. Also, I don't know if, like, for characterization wise, I don't know if Vronsky is supposed to be seen as the hero, because like he has an affair with a married woman. I don't know how we want to see that, but like I don't like him. He's got this weird so Levin goes to Kitty's house to like they're having like a dinner party or whatever, and he's like gonna propose, right? And she turns him down, and Vronsky, like, he kind of knows, and he's got like this smirky attitude. And even after the party, when Vronsky leaves, he's saying like he doesn't see how it's harmful to like flirt with Kitty and get her hopes up when he has no plan to propose to her. And so like that just like I don't like that about his character. So far the only character that I really like is Levin, although there was one part where he was like, him and Oblonsky were talking about like prostitutes basically, but I don't think they actually used the term. I think they were just talking about like loose women in general, and Levin calls them vermin, and I was just like, listen sir, we all have to make you know, a living somehow. You know, not everyone is a white privileged man who inherits you know, his estate from his parents. You know, some people don't have that privilege, and you know, people have to make money somehow, you know? So I just thought that was really trashy, and I'm hoping that I feel like we're gonna see some development within his character, because he's kind of a prude in that way, where he's like super what's the word I'm looking for? He's super traditional, and I think he just has a very high opinion of higher class. So I'm hoping that he learns a bit more about not. And then it's because the story starts out with Oblonsky, who has cheated on his wife, and that's the reason why Anna Karenina is coming too, because Anna is Oblonsky's sister. And so she's coming to his house to kind of convince his wife, like, hey, don't leave him, which, that is some family loyalty right there. So I am actually really enjoying it. I'm finding it so much easier to read than I was expecting, which is fabulous. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading now and get this 24-hour reading started.
And society is so constituted that the harder they work, the greater the profit of the merchants and landowners, while they stay peaceful.
It's 4 o'clock now. I have been listening to the audiobook while I've been doing this paint by number. It's going to end up being this hummingbird by the end, hopefully. I got this little kit from Barnes & Noble just because I've been in a painty mood, and it's fun. Paint by number is fun. But I've been listening to the audiobook while I've been painting, and I've now passed 100 pages, and I'm on part 2, which is proving to be pretty interesting. I'm curious about like the social commentary about like different classes, because there's so much talk about it. And there's a part where Vronsky is the character we're following at that point, and he's talking about how he sees class in 2 different ways, as the dumb class being people who basically like your average Joe, like who get married and think that they should be married to that person for the rest of their life and have kids and just like that. And then like the other class of people are like intelligent people, meaning that the other people are not. And just like he's very like arrogant. I don't like him. And like I don't know if it's just me or if it's just at the point of this book that I'm at, that like Anna is like so overtaken by Vronsky that, you know, when she first gets to Moscow, she's missing her son terribly, because it's like the first time that she's been away from him. I think he's like 6 or 9, I don't remember. And she's like so upset because, you know, she's away from her beloved young child. And then when she gets home back to Petersburg after having had this love at first sight thing with Vronsky, she is disappointed by her son, and her husband. And I'm like, I get the husband part, but like her son, who she was so distraught about leaving, she now is disappointed by him. I'm like, I mean, I get it. It's supposed to signify like the passion that she's feeling for Vronsky, and I get it, but I just like, I'm not a fan of that. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious because I like Anna's character. I feel like at this point, obviously, there's not like huge development, but I do feel like she's the viewpoints that we're getting of her, like from the other characters of, you know, Kitty, who is at first like obsessed with her and like idolizes her, and then like of course hating her when she realized that Vronsky and her have this thing, and then Vronsky finding her to be like the most like unique and special woman ever, and just herself. I feel like she has a much more simpler view of herself in the world, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm interested to see where this is taking. I'm curious because like she is like the titular character, like this book is about her. I want to see that like massive amount of character development or change that should happen in a book this long, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going to have my lunch snack thing, and then I'm gonna probably take a break from painting. Like Another good thing about these little paint from number things is that, like, you can't really lose your spot, and I lose interest in crafts really fast. So I'm honestly surprised that I made it to a second color. Good morning, everyone. I am updating on my reading. I was bad and did not read as much as I should have last night. I'm on page 132, chapter 4 of part 2. So I'm about halfway to my goal for August 10th, which I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my best to finish it today, part 1. Close out this part 1 vlog. But last night I got distracted because I watched a movie with my mom, and I did more painting for my paint by number. It's just so fun. I guess I don't really have much about the actual story to comment on, except for the last 2 chapters I didn't really care for. They were, from Vronsky's point of view, basically just about his viewpoint on society and whatever, and I didn't really care about that. Honestly, I think I wasn't really paying as much attention as I should have been for those parts, but that's fine. I'm not trying to read this perfectly. I'm just trying to read it, you know? So I actually am going to go to the grocery store this morning, and then I am going to read for the rest of my 24-hour readathon, which will end at 1 o'clock. It is currently 8:30. We're gonna go at 9, probably get back around 10ish maybe. So 11, 12, 1. Give me 3 hours. That's 3 hours to read about 140 pages. So I have to read around 46 pages per hour. Not including what I read this morning, so it might be doable. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so it is 1 o'clock and I'm going to kind of just wrap up this 24 hours of reading. I did a terrible job. Very distracted, definitely had a lot going on, and just was not reading like I should have been as I had planned, which is fine, but it's just like kind of a fail, you know? So I started yesterday at 1 p.m. on page 66, and today at 1 p.m. I got to page 164, so I read about 100 pages, which is not terrible. Like, I'm not upset by that. It's just I wish I had read more. I really wanted to have finished the first third, because now I've only got 2 days to get where I need to be if I'm to do a third and finish on time. So it's fine. I'm probably going to read more later today, but I think I might take a break now. I might take a nap and then do some more of my painting and listen to the audiobook later. But as for an update on where we are, kind of interesting as that we've gotten finally to the part where Anna and Vronsky have confessed their feelings, like with words, to each other, and this is reminding me a lot of The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. Other few quotes that I like, I think, said Anna, toying with the glove she had taken off, "I think if there are as many minds as there are men, then there are as many kinds of love as there are hearts." I really like that. And it's kind of just like a bit dramatic, because, you know, it's about people having an affair, so just like, obviously it's gonna be dramatic, but I don't love, like, I don't love that. I don't love like their back and forth of whether it's right or wrong and their feelings for one another. It's kind of just like, well, I care honestly more about Levin. And I just got back to his character where he's gone back to his house in Moscow. I don't know, in the country. And he's alone in his house, and he, like, there's this whole chapter of like him just celebrating spring, and it's very beautiful imagery. He also says, so that in spite of his solitude, or else owing to it, his life was extremely full. So I feel like, yeah, I like Levin. No, I like Anna as a main character. I think she's got so many layers, and I think that she's such a good person, even if she's struggling to do like good things. Like, and then I don't like Vronsky. I don't know. I find his character to be annoying, that he's just like, he, like, obviously if he loves Anna, he doesn't want to cause her like pain, but at the same time I feel like he's not being very thoughtful of the fact that she has a child with her husband, and she's been married to him for however long, and so just like, I find him to be very selfish and only thinking about himself. I will continue, and I'll update you when I do. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog, part 1 of my Anna Karenina reading vlog. I'm going to wrap it up today. I am just now on chapter 33 of part 2. That's 223. So I'm thinking it's going to end up being in quarters rather than thirds. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I do want to talk about my thoughts and feelings about what I am feeling about it so far. I will say that I am liking it. The writing style is fantastic. It's just like, it's so easy for me to read, and I thought it was going to be so much more difficult. So I'm really happy about that. It's such a good like reading experience so far. I will say that I don't know that I have a favorite character. I know I was saying Levin earlier, but like, he's so staunchly like black and white. There is no middle ground for him, and that really frustrates me. I'm hoping we see a lot of character development in him in that way, because it's just a little frustrating, to be honest. I will say that I really don't like Vronsky, like, at all at this point. Like, there is not anything that's making me like his character. Not that I hate him per se, it's just like, I just don't like him. So that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. I don't know, like, was it Tolstoy's, you know, intention for readers to love Vronsky and Anna as a couple, or is it more of just a, like, commentary on marriage and affairs and society and whatnot? Who's the character that he really wants us to love? My guess is that he's wanting us to root for Levin and Kitty, just because they're like the more pure, I guess. But no, I feel like that couldn't be it, because like there's like a lot of commentary on like what is purity and morality, so I really don't know. I have heard that Levin is somewhat based off of Tolstoy himself, which I find really interesting. So yeah. As for, let's say, plot, I'm finding it to be like any other book. Classic, just a lot of nothing, which is fine. I just got past like the horse, the race part, which I didn't care about at all. I honestly skimmed the one chapter where he's like talking about the horses, because I don't like horses. I don't care. And you know, the purpose, I think, of that chapter was that for us to see Karenina, Anna's husband, and see his reaction to him learning of like the intensity of Anna's feelings for Vronsky. So like those extra chapters explaining horses and races were pointless and annoying. I think her husband is also kind of an interesting character, because obviously like we're not supposed to like him, and I don't think anyone really does, because he's kind of awful. But it's also kind of interesting because he has like this very slight, like, we feel like this very slight empathy for him, as he's not a good person, and he doesn't seem like a very nice person either. However, like, there are just like these very like little tiny smidges of personality that are just like, he's actually like really torn up about this. But then you're like, or is he? Because he's terrible. So I think that's very interesting. I did watch a vlog today. Lucy, I can't think of what her channels. I will try to put it in the description box. She did her Anna Karenina vlog, and she talked about so much that I just, I don't know if she had like more background knowledge or if she just gathered it from what she was reading, but a lot of it that I didn't realize, and I thought that was really interesting. Also, I realized that you might not be watching this video because you're interested in Anna Karenina, or I don't even know, whatever. But if you are watching this video and you're just like, who the F is Levin? What's a Vronsky? I think I'm gonna try to find a like a character list and put it in the description box so you can try to follow along if you want to. Basically, rundown: Anna Karenina, main character. She has an affair with Vronsky, who is not really related to any of the other characters. Kind of. Kitty, who is Anna's brother's sister-in-law, was in love with Vronsky, but she's gonna end up with Levin, obviously. And Levin is best friends with Oblonsky, who is Anna's brother. I think that's everyone. So yeah, little rundown of characters right there. Probably still confusing for people who don't know anything about this book. But anyway, things I'm hoping for in the next part. Well, I don't know, because this book is really long, so I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there. But obviously I want to see more development in Levin's character, because I like his character and I want to like him more. Or fully, anyway. That's honestly all I care about, him and Kitty. I don't care about Anna and Vronsky, just because I know what happens with them. So I'm just like, I would like to have more feelings about Vronsky's character, because right now I kind of don't feel anything about his character. So that's my hopes for the next quarter of the book. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to stick around for part 2 if you're reading Anna Karenina, or if you've read it. Please let me know what your thoughts and feelings are thus far. No spoilers, even though I know what happens. No spoilers, we're just talking about the first quarter of the book, okay? So yeah, let me know thoughts and feelings. And if you have no interest in reading Anna Karenina, I don't blame you. Alright, so that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye!